So in last video we discussed about what is the working principle of eddy current testing and how we detect the various defects, and in this video we will talk about what are the advantages and disadvantages of eddy current testing. So let's get started with the advantages. The first and foremost advantage is that it is very sensitive to small and other defects. If there is a small crack and defect, it can be detected by eddy current. Defects, surface and near surface defects. It can detect surfaces and near surface defects, like in eddy visual testing or dye penetration testing we cannot do the subsurface defect, but here you can also see the subsurface defect up to a certain level. Inspection gives immediate results. You can get results instantly. So that is the beauty of this method. Equipment is very portable. It is very portable equipment. You can roam around the plant by having this equipment. Method can be used for much more than flow. Like other methods, you can only finding the only flows and defects. But in eddy current testing, what you can do the conductivity measurement, you can do the thickness measurement, you can do the corrosion layer thickness measurement. So apart from this, there are lots of use of eddy current testing. That's why it is very important in industries. Minimum part preparation is required. There is a very minimal parts preparation is required. In other methods, we talk about dye penetration, there is a pre-cleaning cleaner is required, but here there is a very less pre-preparation is required. Test probe does not need to contact the part. Okay, here are some limitations too. The biggest limitation is that only conductive materials can be inspected. You cannot use non-conductive plastic, ceramic materials. Only conductive materials can be inspected by this method. So surface must be accessible to the probe. There should be access of surface to the probe. Skill and training required is more extensive than other techniques. There should be a very good skills and training required to conduct the examination, because that are very complex and very sensitive components are there in eddy currents. Surface finish and roughness may interfere. If there is a surface finish not there, if there is a roughness in the product, then it may interfere with your results because it is highly sensitive. So again, this is a limitation. Depth of penetration is limited. In the ultrasonic, what was happening that in ultrasonic testing you can find defect throughout the material, but here is only you can find surface and near surface, like up to 37% of thickness of depth you can find by eddy current test. Otherwise it is not possible to find any defect throughout the material. Reference standards needed for setup. There are references standard need to set up, like what are the conductive material, what type of voltage it requires, what are the impedance, magnetic field. So you need reference for different materials. And the last is that flows such as delaminations that lie parallel to the probe coil winding and probe scan directions are unbeatable. It means if the flow is along your probe, then it is impossible to detect that flow. So these are some limitations too. But overall, if you see that eddy current is one of the most important method, and I hope you got idea about the principle to application to limitation to advantages. Thank you so much.